What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hi there. So as you can see from the title, we're going to be talking about the 2024 Tesla Model 3 long range and the driving experience. So I've had the 2024 Model 3 long range dual motor for about almost 3 months at this point. Like, it's been past 2 months going on to month 3. I've got a lot of miles on this car already because I'm always driving this car, and I have separate videos about that coming later of my detailed review of this car on the main channel, but also as well as this channel on Tesla Volt. But I want to share with you guys my driving experience with this. So as you can see right here, normally my setup is like I have a kind of a tripod rig or like a phone camera rig to show like my full self-driving, but right now I have one hand with my iPhone and the other driving because I'm obviously not using full self-driving right now, but I can if I really wanted to. Anyway, let's talk about the driving experience. So here's the thing, the important thing that I want to make note is when you drive this car, well, for me at least, I've been comparing it to my previous vehicle, and that may be the same for you. My previous vehicle was a 2012 Honda Accord, so this is all new, like a huge upgrade because I'm upgrading to fully electric. I'm upgrading to like lots of new tech in here, and the upgrade has been phenomenal. It's been beautiful. The first thing after driving this for more than 2 months is how quiet this car is. From just picking up to driving on the road, the interior of this is super quiet. Everything about it, it's just quiet. That's just the theme with this car when you're in the vehicle, and the experience of it. It's just completely quiet. And Tesla did some improvements with like the windows to secure, the sound inside the vehicle in the interior. But nonetheless, you will notice it once you step foot inside this car, especially if your current vehicle is much louder. It's gonna be a huge difference. The second thing is there's no gear stalks, and that may throw off some people. And at first, it took some time to get used to. Like, I picked up my car and I had to drive it about, I think, like 100 miles back to where I live, and I picked it up a little past Syracuse. And I needed to drive it back about 100 miles, and at that point, by the time I got back, I was already getting used to having no gear stalks. Like, the turn signals are right here on the steering wheel. If I want to switch drive and into neutral and whatnot, into park, then it's all on the screen, or on the top right here there is a manual way of switching gears as well, but I don't really use that manual. I'm usually using it on screen. And there's also I think it's in beta right now, it's like auto shift. So let's say I park the car and later on I get in the car and I want to get in reverse. The car is able to kind of predict whether and see its surroundings to see whether I need to go in reverse or go forward. And for the most part, it does a great job, but obviously there are some times where it's not accurate. Like today, I got in the car and I'm going to drive, but it went into reverse. It just detected me thinking I'm going to go into reverse, and that was not the case. So again, it's in beta and it's a work in progress, but the fact that it's there is really awesome. So right now I just hit the turn signal right, and there you go. Like, I just turned in. The steering wheel feels a little heavy compared to my older vehicle, which was a 2012 Honda Civic, and I'm going to merge lanes right now, which was the 2012 Honda Civic. But again, I've been using this exclusively, for the past 2 months, and here and there, I'll drive other vehicles as well, but I've really gotten used to the wheel of the Tesla Model 3 long range. And I think the experience of driving this is probably the same amongst all of the different trims, with the rear wheel, the long range, as well as the performance. I also did drive the previous, so what they call is the Legacy Model 3, like the non-refresh, and for the most part, it's really the same experience. It's quiet. This does, it is more quiet than its previous model. There were gear stocks with the previous model as well. Those are now gone. And for the most part, again, you get used to it very quickly. On the roads, this thing is smooth. It is very, very smooth. You'll have no issue whatsoever when driving this car. Another thing that some people may not like, but I've gotten used to again, is regenerative braking. So like I'll take my foot off the pedal and it'll kind of just start braking on its own. And I understand why people may not like it, but again, using this as a daily car for commuting and going places, I've gotten used to it. These things take time. Some may get used to it and not prefer it. Some may get used to it and prefer it. For me, I've gotten used to it, and you know, I kind of prefer it. Like I've really have not had any issues with regenerative braking for that matter. Another thing is how fast this car picks up. So with the long range, it's estimated 0 to 60 in 4.2 seconds, and that sounds pretty quick, and it is quick. It picks up quick, but its top speed limit is 125. Now, obviously, I'm not recommending anyone or telling anyone to go that fast, and I'm not going that fast either. But I think the way to properly categorize this is it's a quick car. It picks up quick, but it's not a fast car. And I'm not going to do it here because it's a little bit more of a busy street. But it does pick up quick, and when it does pick up, it kind of pulls you back in your seat, and it gives you some of that force. It's pushing you back into your seat. And again, as a driver for the past 2 months, you kind of get used to it. But for a passenger who's not usually sitting in the car all the time, when you pick up real quick, it pulls them back, and you know, they get excited. I've gotten some comments from people that have sat in my car saying like, oh, this feels like a go-kart, like a toy car type of thing. Like it doesn't feel like a real car. And then when I pick up, it pulls them back, and they're like, wow, this is really, really exciting. I've gotten some really positive feedback from just that pickup, just from the like instant torque type of thing, where it just goes. You kind of have to experience it. Now I know there are other vehicles out there that are much quicker, but for the mainstream consumer, and that includes me, because I'm just an average consumer, especially when it comes to cars. Maybe not for phones with my main channel, obviously, MTG Productions, but with these types of things, then yeah, I'm just your average consumer. But here's the thing: for an average person, I think they're going to really like this as a daily car too. Now, with me, the driving is so smooth and great that like sometimes I will put it in full self-driving and I'll let it do its thing. And that's what I love about the car. Sometimes I just sit in the car, and if I don't want to drive, or if I just want to watch kind of full self-driving do its thing, then it's there to do its thing. I get to see it in action, and you kind of have to experience full self-driving in person to really see how cool it is. And it's kind of, I still can't really believe that this is the car is essentially driving itself from point A to point B when I put it into the maps. But just for this video, what I'll do is I'll show you how quick it picks up at some point if I can. But it really is a great car to drive, and I definitely would recommend it. Well, at least let's put it this way. Hopefully, if I have enough clearance, like space between me and the next car, then I'll do it. But for the most part, when you look at this interior, this is what you're getting. You're getting a really minimal interior, and that's why like some of the comments were like, okay, this is like a go-kart. It's super simple. There's no like physical buttons. Everything is on screen. Like if you want to put any extra accessories, like a MagSafe stand for your phone or whatnot, then those are extras. But like there's no gauge cluster right here. You can't see your speed limit right here or anything like that. Like everything's on this main screen, and this doesn't tilt in the direction of the driver. But here's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to kind of pick up. It's still green, and just watch how quick it goes. Like this thing picks up real quick. That is quick. Wow. Anyway, just to kind of take everything that I talked about in this video and summarize it in one sentence. I love the driving experience, and I can easily recommend the Model 3 refresh to anyone out there who is looking to pick up a Model 3 refresh. However, at the time of this recording, with like the tax incentives and the state incentives and whatnot, I would prefer picking up the performance over the long range. It just wasn't available when I purchased this vehicle, the performance, but now it is. So there you go. But that's my driving experience. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode.